lying on my bed saying, yeah, that man is really putting his effort in.
I try
to
my
cast
best.
it, yes.
I try my best. I try my best. So I was saying, folks, those are the kind of appreciative messages that give any politician the zeal to want to go on. You know, you want to do what you want to do because persons at least show appreciation. Then we had the battle relay, and something happened. I must tell you that the Marian home has become a must-stop for the battle relay. The team would not put the stops in Castries Central if the Marian home is not featured. So this year was no exception. It was no exception. When we passed that day, I had a session with the people, and last year I indicated, and she's still there, the 100-old lady I met. She's 101 now, and she was giving me the brief history of the West Indies Federation, very, very lucid, even now, can read and write without glasses, so her ability in that regard far exceeds mine. And she was as clear as daylight. She was, you know, mentally, she's as stable as the smartest person you can find. She has lost her physical ability a bit, but mentally, she's sound. And so we stopped there again. And when we stopped there, I made a promise that I would have donated $5,000 to the Donato School. They had congregated on the compound. On the compound, and they were right there. The administrator of the Marian home was right there, and I promised each of them $5,000.
You speak of the Marian home, right?
No.
Okay.
The Marian home. And the Donato.
And Donato School. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
I promised each of the Donato School is no longer housed in Le Panse. They are right behind the Marian home.
Okay.
So they came onto the Marian home to celebrate the battle relay with the elderly folk.
Okay, gotcha.
So right there and then, I promised each of them $5,000. And when I went to deliver the checks, just about 3 days after, I wrote the checks. I got the checks. I went to deliver them. And the administrator, Sister Renault, I think her name is. Yes, that's what her name is. She said to me, she was very thankful and said that I'm a man of my word. Right there and then she said to me, but you know, Mr. Minister, you're a good representative. So I think I'll burden you with another task. And she complained about the narrowness of the entrance to the Marian home. It was quite narrow, you know, sharp, and then just the angles were acute and not, you know, they didn't shape like in any kind of semicircular fashion. And she said to me, she would really want me to widen the entrance. Folks, right there and then, right there, I brought a $5,000 check, you know. I called Valdo good night. I called Didas Fede. The three of us met. I awaited them. We met right there. I told Valdo what I wanted to do. Break that portion of the wall there, break that portion of the wall there, and just join those two walls at an angle and repaint it and fix the drains for me. We agreed with it right there. He started it without even doing the costings. He started the following day because Didas had to do the measurement and to do the costings. And within a week or two, at most 2 weeks, the work was done. The work was done. Sister Renault of the Marian home was so happy and so impressed that she found it necessary to send me this letter. Could you put up that letter for me, please? Okay, scroll up. Honorable Mr. Frederick, it is good to give thanks. It is good to give thanks. On this note, I kindly express our gratitude for the acts of kindness and thoughtfulness you have shown to the residents of the Marian home. Each year, as we celebrate independence, our independence anniversary, the battle relay has become, what's that it is there? A fun activity. It's a little far. Let me read it from my phone, folks, if you all don't mind. Give me 1 sec. It's a little far on the screen, so I'm going to read it here. Albert, you should have been doing that reading, you know, Albert. Hola, but your eyes worse than mine, so I'll do
Where were we? Honorable Mr. Frederick.
Yes.
It is good to give thanks.
Right.
On this note, I kindly express our gratitude for the acts of kindness and thoughtfulness you have shown to the residents of Marian home. Each year, as we celebrate our independence anniversary, the baton relay has become a fun activity. Your team has never failed to invite Marian home to participate by bringing the excitement right onto our compound. This year, in addition, you blessed us with a contribution of $5,000, a very timely gift. Thank you for your generous donation. Again, you surprised us by responding to an off-the-cuff request, the widening of Marian home's entrance gate. What began as a proposed idea quickly became a reality through your efforts. Thank you for seeing the need and fulfilling it. Our gate entrance is now safe for both vehicles and pedestrians. While we are on the topic of safety, may I request your assistance in obtaining a replacement mirror? The existing one is dull, has poor visibility, and is damaged. The mirror would be the icing on the cake. On behalf of the steering committee of Marian home, the residents and staff, we wish you God's blessing in all you do to enhance the lives of the citizens of St. Lucia. Be assured of the prayerful support of us all at Marian home.
Now is the last line for me.
Sincerely.
It is the last line for me, Sister Reno, administrator. That I am in the prayers of everybody at the Marian home. It is the last line for me. Lorena from Canaries, good night to you. It is the last line for me. Talking about the mirror, when I got the letter, instantaneously I called Sean Edward, good night to you, Mr. Minister, and intimated to him of the request. I think it has been taken care of, I'm not sure, but I think just having done this show is a good time to just check.
The way the minister go in there, this is not way last week calling him Sean Shime. The man roads fixing all over the places.
Very good, very good. So I hope you did my mirror for me, Sean. All right. So folks, it is that kind of appreciation, and one would have no idea how touching it is to be told that you are in the prayers of all those elderly folk at the Marian home. In my view, it is more than a blessing, Bernard Haynes. And if it's a blessing, Bernard Haynes, I will feel it here, you'll feel it in New York, yourself, your daughter, and your wife. It is more than a blessing. It feels good that the older folk can have you in their prayers. It's refreshing knowing you are covered by the whole clergy of prayer warriors. It is refreshing. That is why I will continue to do what I have to do. Despite the naysayers, I always find solace in the story that Christ came on this world to save us. But what did we do to him? We crucified him. We crucified him. And I've shown you all a couple messages that keep me going. But I want to tell you all that those are just a few. I get loads and loads and loads. So when people tell me, Albert just said that basically I put my all into it. I'm a hard worker. I know I do. Sometimes I'm tired. And sometimes persons don't understand. They feel they can inundate you at any time of day or night. Sometimes I feel I don't have a life. But then again, I've been called upon to make a sacrifice. But persons must learn to understand that even when I feel I want some downtime, I'm having a drink, I'm playing the fool somewhere, I'm just being an ordinary citizen. I don't want to be inundated with the same thing that I run away from for a few hours just to get some downtime. And so those messages of appreciation do what they have to do. And I also know they are more appreciative people than the few noisemakers. It is just that the noisemakers may be a little louder. And so, folks, I know that the majority of people appreciate my work. And my work will continue as long as my efforts are recognized. So, no doubt, appreciation keeps you with the necessary zeal. And I said earlier that my team RF, whom I basically exchange words with on a daily basis, I know they have my back and I have theirs. I want Albert to have his piece on that, after which I want to talk a bit about constructive criticism.
Yeah, actually, what I wanted to mention, Richard, and it is because of the sister asking you to assist with the gate to widen the road and so on.
Yes.
Whilst I was away, there was an accident in the Lakai Delight area, and I think a motorcyclist died.
Yes, I heard about that.
Right. I saw the comments, Richard, and the comments, I suppose, people, but something has to be done. And I am asking the relevant authorities to look into that, because unless you know, you would not know, Richard. Mm-hmm. When you exit in there, right there?
The Marion home?
No,
the place where the accident was. Okay.
You know Alton, of course.
Yeah.
Right. Right there by Belfield, where that Alton is grandson to Belfield. And that entrance exit, when you exit in there, Richard, you're exiting blind.
Yeah.
You are exiting blind. So I hear people,
you're putting yourself in harm's way.
Yes, and other people, because here's the motorcyclist. Now, if you don't know, I drive there, Richard, and whenever I'm approaching there, I approach very carefully because I am aware of it. But I would say that 99% of the populace would not know.
Yes.
Of it. Yes. They don't know the dangers, right? So something needs to be done, because when you are exiting there, you are exiting blind, you are exiting on faith and hope. That's what you're doing, right? Especially when there's a bit of overgrown weed and so on the side, this side there. You're exiting blind. It's God help me as I exit. That's what it is. So something needs to be done. Look, a motorcyclist just died there. There was always a little accident there. Something needs to be done about that area there, that exit.
Thank you very much. All right. Good night to you, Wabo. Good night. Matthew Roberts, good night to you. I got a message there. Alison Tyson, I'm going to read it very quickly. Alison Tyson Davis, a St. Lucia living in Barbados, also a regular contributor and SLP supporter, is island hopping with her family and some of her Bajan friends. Can't get over the beauty and tranquility of St. Lucia. It's pothole-free roads, fun, incident-free, contrary to what they've read about the country. They've expressed satisfaction with their visit and plan to make it an annual trip. The government is working.
Is that
yes,
Sean again?
Sean again. Yes, so basically, Shamian and Owen Alcindor, Lorena Canries, I shouted you already. Yes, folks, so, this I know about St. Lucia because a lot of persons, I played clips last week where influencers are telling you that St. Lucia is the place to be.
And influencers are telling you it's doom and gloom.
Yeah. So-called influencers.
C'est ça qui n'est flou.
Well, when this, let me just say this as well, folks. You know, we all are human beings, and notwithstanding your calling, notwithstanding the societal job that you occupy or the profession that you find yourself in by virtue of God's intellectual gifts to you, that does not make you infallible. It does not make you infallible, meaning you will make mistakes. All of us will make mistakes. Police, politicians, managers, we all will make mistakes as human beings. Even AI makes mistakes because Bertil wrote something. Bertil thought of something and she wrote it. And Bertil told me she plugged the thing into AI and asked AI whether the thing was AI generated. It said 95% of it was 85.
Was AI generated?
So even AI.
so Bertil overwhelmed AI.
Apparently, the gist of a conversation or a writing was within the echelons of what AI considered to be within its ownership.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That piece of writing, I had to have done that.
Yes, that's correct. I had to have done that. And so, Bertil called me, Bertil tell me, Richard, Sam, we in 95%. So, you know, speaking about infallibility, humans will make mistakes. And so I can never get it right all the time. Never, ever, never. And that is where we as human beings must agree to accept constructive criticism. Persons see things differently, and I saw, sadly I didn't bring it on, but I saw a Jamaican who did the draw number 3. Okay, so you have a 3. One person is there, one is there, one is there, one is there. The person over there, what do you see? I see an M. Person over there, what do you see? I see a W. Person over there, what do you see? A 3. In other words, 4 people looking at the same object come with different interpretations of what they saw.
But you learned that at training school.
Exactly. So, no, but, you know, just putting it, contextualizing it as to why some persons may believe you could have done things differently. It is because they are seeing your actions from a different pair of spectacles. Yeah. You understand? So mistakes we will make. But constructive criticism is good for anybody in their personal development. So whilst I accept an expression of gratitude, I will never ever, and I repeat, never ever denounce an effort at constructively criticizing me. If you do it properly, you don't go on radio and no, I'll you too. But if you on one-on-one call me and blah blah blah, we can have a discourse. So whilst I appreciate the gratitude and the appreciation, I will not appreciate persons undermining my efforts, folks. Everybody knows by now, Richard Frederick likes nice things. Richard Frederick wants his constituency to look good. Richard Frederick will not tolerate garbage being thrown anywhere. Richard Frederick will want castries looking nice and clean. Persons know by now, don't go and put up sticks and stones anywhere or pieces of steel. Say you putting up something to sell. I will remove it, and vendors, those people that have the nastiness, because this is a core, kini malpoptea en coin, Jeremy Street opposite the Darling Road Plaza. We will clean it out. We have a market. We have behind the market, but you're sick to go on Jeremy Street opposite a taxi stand to do nastiness, make the place look filthy. I pa bon, I pa kay jamais bon. It will never ever be good. And basically, Samuel wè zo ka fè, se sa yo ka kouye, lave la main, souye a terre. That is what I see. I'm making an effort to keep the place looking like a city, but you all want it to look like some place in Africa where the people are so poor they can't even afford food. That's what you all are doing there. Juste fait kaikini, goutier lay, right amita, city a. Let's set this yabo diabo fes misi. You know, y'all cannot be undermining my efforts. I will not tolerate it. It will not be tolerated. I removed vendors by the printer. What did I do? I gave each of them a vending facility in the Bido Park facility. As soon as I finished, somebody started their tray. I showed it to y'all. I had police to remove them. Because what they do, they send a little line. And they be like others will come. We removed the vendors by the anchorage where the marketing board was. Made other preparations and gave them other areas. Gave them enclosed booths to sell. What happened? As soon as they got somebody coming for a little tent again. You know, again. So when I'm trying my best and I see people taking dirty tarpaulin and trays, old pieces of wood, old pieces of metal, and chaining them to a lamp pole or traffic lights, how can we tolerate that as a city? How can we? Where's our pride? Where's our dignity? Where's our sense of purpose? And then you'll say, Malewe. So Malewe sa me yon tab. Amita Boulevard la.
Not letting people make a bread.
Yeah. Amita Boulevard la, and it's okay. No, folks. Let us do things in and you know, I got about 3 clips. I don't know who sent them to me. One was somewhere where police just came and just took everything, put it on a big truck, go and throw them away. Trinidad, not too long ago, I showed you all a video. We are not prepared to do that, to go like that, folks. But y'all cannot tell me, zot pa ka kompwen, zot ka domaje peyi. Huh? Zot pa ka tsen sa? Because all of y'all, it is about your personal gain. Folks, when you tell me that somebody in the middle of Castries, on Jeremy Street for that matter, the busiest street in Castries, well, it's Jeremy and Bridge Street are the 2 busiest streets. But Jeremy has more commercial activity than pedestrian traffic than Bridge Street. You're telling me somebody has a coal pot, cooking something right there on the road by a lamppost that have electrical wires. Huh? And we are supposed to tolerate that as a countryman. Robbie, I need you to write a calypso on that. I need you to write a calypso on that. You know, I'm talking about calypso. Anyway, I remember Sizzler and what they did to this custom officer. It flashed my mind. Why are we doing this, folks? Why are we doing this? Last week, I showed you all a video and pictures of what was taking place at the corner of Jeremy Street and Darling Road opposite the taxi stand. I'll show it to you all again. I left the island the Friday, so I was out of island for the weekend, but I caused videos to be made of what was happening there on a Saturday. And you all will understand. Please, Black Boy, show them the picture and the clip that I showed last week of Sunday last week. Sunday. Show it to me, please. Okay. Folks, look at that. That's a Sunday. That is a Sunday in the city of Castries. Albert, what do you think of that picture alone? A Sunday in the city of Castries.
In a word, revolting.
Revolting. Revolting whom against whom? Or by whom?
Disgusting.
Malpopti.
Malpopti, yeah.
And as the older folk would say, the other one.
The other thing.
The other thing.
Yeah.
You know, how can we have... Folks, let's be honest, the man. Let's be honest, the man. You know, Ostina, you're right. Ostina Fanny said when some people are used to disarray, disorganization, this is what they will practice wherever they go. So that was the Sunday. I took that picture. Show them the short video of the Sunday. There's a short video of the right. I took that video as well. That's Sunday, folks. That's Sunday. Check the screen. Right. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
That's when they pack up for...
That's when they pack up. And watch how they tie the things. Oh, my God. Okay? That's the Sunday.
Now, Richard, to be honest with you, that is not an area that I traverse frequently. But I remember when this area was... in fact, that was part of the CDC.
That's correct.
Right? And it was a building demolished. And so the people, they come in, you can't tweet.
One by one.
They come and test the water. And then you have that.
That's correct. Now, I want you to pray for me. You will see, folks, a coal pot with charcoal next to the traffic light. Play that first 25-second video for me, please. Look at the coal pot. No. Gate so have. I'm coming to that. You all see what coal pot is, folks? The Saturday, they're getting ready to start cooking.
That's the kitchen.
That's the kitchen. You all see where it is? You all see where it is? Now, I need you to play a next clip. You will see, folks, they block the sidewalk. They block the two-lane traffic because coming down Darling Road is two-lane traffic. You could either turn left or right on Jeremy Street. They block one lane.
The one going left.
The one going left. They park their vehicle here. Juste Pauline yo ka meye le machine, pas de tailleur chimère. Okay, forcing people on the streets. Play that second clip for me. Look at this. You see this?
Yes.
Look at this. Look at this. They occupy the left lane. The van is under its garage. The van is under a garage on the street. And people have to be using the streets. Look at that. Look at that. They have to walk on the streets because that is where they are left to walk. You know? Now, play the next video for me. You will now see the coal pot. They were getting ready. When my man passed back, the cooking is going on. Look at that. Like a buoy. Can you believe this? That one coming from the kitchen. You believe that's right, man? Huh? You believe that is right?
That degrades the city.
You know, that's look at that. Where's the sidewalk? Where is the sidewalk? Where is it? And they told me there's some people in Rodney Bay that occupy the sidewalk as though it's theirs as well.
Yes, yes. Right outside the mall in the area there. Yeah, man.
I'll have the council to just go and remove. Look, folks, isn't that a dangerous thing, Albert? You have all those wires next to a coal pot with fire.
I said the mall, but it's the shopping center.
You know, and people have to walk there. You know, walk there. Can you believe what's going on there, man? Can you believe that this is the state of our city? Madam Mayor, I need you to count who's there daily and let's find somewhere behind the market for them. Because I want to warn, this is not sustainable. This will not be permitted to continue. This has to move.
It's an eyesore.
It is an eyesore. You are working hard to uplift the city, and some people, that kind of nastiness is all they bring to the city. Nah, man. Nah. Coal pot next to electrical wires. You know, folks, we have to get something done about that. We must. Albert, what's your take on the whole thing?
Well, no, Richard, I mean, it's there's nothing that can be said positive before this. I know, right, the go-to phrase is, let the man make a bread. That's the go-to. Or the lady making a bread. Yeah, you're making a bread and everybody wants you to make a bread. But is it that way? That's how you're going to be making a bread, defacing the city, right? You are defacing the city. That's how you're going to make a bread? No. The city, the aesthetics of the city must be maintained.
Of course.
Right?
After all, it's the city.
Yes.
Can you imagine you're taking busload of visitors and you're saying we're doing a tour of the city? And that's what you encounter?
But Richard, we've had the complaint for years now. That complaint has been going on for years, talking about how Castries has been, degraded. Castries is in decline and all of that. And the truth is, Richard, again, without flattering you, you have made a good effort in trying to revive the city in terms of, the aesthetics of it, right? But it cannot be that we allow that's probably the worst I've seen of the city.
Yeah, it is. It is. And the sad thing is, when it started, nobody had put checks and balances in place.
Mm-hmm. So it's a runaway train now.
It's a runaway train. No, a train sakai do botley. We cannot. Imagine people are building shacks and renting to people, People build shacks there and rent to others.
Entrepreneurship.
Upawala no shack kini Gutier. Even guttering. Rented for two different people. Yeah? One person renting for two different people. Can you believe this, folks? Can you believe this? Let me just issue a word of advice to persons who vend there. Start looking for alternative premises. Because we will, not we might, we will get something done with that area to ensure that the aesthetic appeal of Castries is brought back. That must stop one way or the other. And that stoppage will be very, very soon. Castries Pakalitasa, Oteso Boshime, on one of our main roads with a pan on it, cooking in the middle of the street. Huh? Abu Diabu Fest. It's time for us to go to a thing now. Folks, we'll go for a break. Very short break. When we come back, we're going down the National Taxi Union. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Introducing McDowell's Moringa, a natural supplement made from the Moringa oleifera, which contains more than 92 nutrients and 46 types of antioxidants. Moringa is said to cure about 300 diseases and almost have all the vitamins found in fruits and vegetables. Moringa contains 30 anti-inflammatories, 18 amino acids, and 9 essential amino acids. Moringa nourishes the immune system, promotes healthy circulation, supports normal glucose levels, contains natural anti-aging benefits, provides anti-inflammatory support, promotes healthy digestion, promotes heightened mental clarity, boosts energy without caffeine, encourages balanced metabolism, promotes softer skin, provides relief from acne, and supports normal hormone levels. Moringa has no documented side effects. Moringa, the miracle herb, available at Health Service Center.
It is well known that diseases like diabetes, high blood pressure, and other illnesses may restrict blood flow, which can lead to impotence and erectile dysfunction. This is why Enhance was formulated to meet these challenging health problems, which can reduce your ability to perform. If you're having problems maintaining your manhood, then reclaim your manhood today with Enhance. Enhance increases your energy level, boosts your stamina, and increases your endurance.
You can get your Enhance at Southwell VA4, Restorer Pharmacy Soufre, Knights Med Miku, Lay by Bar The Morn, Dexter's Place Jeremy Street Castries, Citygate Bar The City opposite the market, Plants Place Denry Highway, Arlette Supermarket Soufre, The Release Stress Bar Labrie Highway, Cool Joint Bar Victoria Schwazel, Prios Bus Stop 22, next to the Moshi Bus Stop, opposite the Grosley Bus Stop. Prios Bar and Grill in Corinth, Grosley.
Enhance, the best a man can get.
The winning numbers for the evening draw of Thursday, 28 May 2026 were Tic-Tac-Toe, 3, 12, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. Big 4, 1, 1, 1, 6. Big 4 multi-X, 3X. Pick 2, 5, 7. Pick 2 multi-X, 3X. 1 off, 0, 6, 5. Lucky 3, 8, 1, 7. Lucky 3 multi-X, 2X.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
Yes, folks, welcome back to the program. Skinny Chicken, good night to you, my brother. Skinny Chicken has sent us loads and loads of chicken. I don't know why he sent so much chicken and fish and everything nice, you know. Thank you, Skinny. Albert, tell Valhers is there, and you shall not disappoint, okay? You should have brought her from London. Why didn't you?
Anyway, Richard,
Yeah,
let
go
me
ahead.
say goodnight to my beloved Auntie Pris.
Auntie Pris.
Yes, out in Denry.
Well, she's an auntie, or she's a priest.
Auntie has not been feeling too well lately, but I went to see Auntie immediately I got back, and she was feeling a lot better, as she told me herself. Lorna, her daughter, and my cousin, good night to you. I know you guys are listening. Hogarth, good night. Striker and Barboy, man, my schoolmate. Barboy, good night to you, my brother.
Barboy really thought he could have played football. Yeah.
Barboy could play football, my brother.
He thought he could have
Barboy could play football. Right from school, Barboy was bad. Now, Val asked me to say good night, Val, to Alison Davis, who's currently in St. Lucia.
No. Val said, thank you, Skinny. She said that. So thanks, Skinny, for Val.
Not so skinny. Alison Davis in St. Lucia. Checklist Stanislas, good night to you. Jackie Joseph, Thea Joseph, good night. Divine de Turville, Nigella, Jean-Baptiste, Jude Spoke, Harlow. Hilda and Jonathan out in Force Jacques. Philmon and your lovely wife, good night to you. Sister Tino out there in Denry, good night. Ek tout ces gens Denry, that ma même chose. Hey, my lovely flambeau friend, Tawon, bonsoir Doudou. Deborah, tout ces flambeaux, good night to you all.
C'est flambeau ça, bon, 10.
Yeah, you la Tawon Biden, eh? But Tawon mem, Biden. C'est flambeau forever.
Let me say good night to Ria Cruz. Good night to you, my girl, Alison Fede. Good night, my boy, Smets Joseph. Good night, Cassius James over in the US. Good night to you, Roma Polius. Good night, Boss J, Gerald Joseph. Alisco, good night to you, my brother. Good night, Alisco. Good night. Julian Charles, Keisha Edwin, good night to you guys. Master Wong and Mondino, good night to you. Fat Boy, down in View Fort, good night to you. Caroline Joseph and all the staff at Ladera and Soufre, good night to you all. Joan Hippolyte, down in Soufre, good night to you. And whilst I say June, there's another June. Joel Filgers, your birthday is on Saturday. Roger Phillip, advance birthday greetings to you. My dear brother. All right? Now, Divine Little said that's 2-0 tonight. Smith Joseph, Ueme Roro, Fia Joseph, good night to you. Good night.
Hey, Chika Augustine, man, my cousin, good night to you out in New York. Nettie, bonsoir. Nettie, what's your partner in crime again? Miss Pet's daughter. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about, your partner in crime. Good night to you all. Michael Shalry. Noella Joseph out there in Antigua, bonsoir. Bonsoir. The globalists as well, good night to you.
Oh yeah, Sasha. Magdalene Amos, you in the house. Good night. Yes, Divine Interview, I shouted you too. We. Valentino Gregory. Barboy is what is that? Barboy is what? Ashanti's brother. Yes, he is. He is Ashanti's brother. He's Striker's brother. Yes, they are all brothers. Folks, National Taxi Union. Now, briefly, National Taxi Union is supposed to... Jabba, good night to you, my dear brother. Good night.
Smith Joseph.
Yes, I shouted Smith.
Wested Duet. Good night to you.
That Wested Duet. Cletus Peter, to me, I shouted you already. Anyway, Cornelia Jacob, good night to you. You know, the National Taxi Union is supposed to be the union of all taxi associations in St. Lucia. And all delegates of every association should have a C. Right, Pinky Didier? Right. Pinky, you used to drive taxi, of course. Pinky Didier, good night. All of them should have a C. But I want to ask, how did Terry Valse become president of the National Taxi Union? I don't normally repeat anyone, but permit me, Tandy Flood, to use your father's phrase. Question amade. How did Terry Valse, I repeat, become president of the National Taxi Union? How? Was there an election? Was there? Was there any voting? Question am I there? Because in my humble view, to carry the title of President of the National Taxi Union, you must have unequivocally won the hearts of the delegates who voted you in as president. So once that was not done, Tuakakuma say Robert, TX953, Tuakakuma say la. Because I knew the way it was done in a manner that would lend itself to problems down the road. I knew there would have been lack of accountability. I knew that this thing would have been run like a dictatorship. And by the way, last year National Taxi Union got the contract for jazz. How much was that contract? Say Munagi Executive National Taxi Union. Do any one of you all know how much the contract was for jazz last year? Well, jazz this year, Sheikh say, mail outside. Sheikh's the hour. Sheikh's pull on another side. He got it because National Taxi Union this year did not want to reduce their price. The question is, you have a National Taxi Union. Where are the reports? Where are the reports on the financial standing of the National Taxi Union? Where are the reports of meetings held, expenditure, etc., etc.? Where is the transparency? Where is the accountability? But then again, at the head you have Terry Valse. You have Terry Valse, who was Guy's honcho in going and take material after the 2016 elections. But we'll come to that. So folks, I read, confirmed. Terry Valse was president. Isidore Brisfair is vice president. Sheikhs, Christopher Sheikhs, David Christopher, call him Sheikhs. He was the PRO. I heard of Sheikh's resignation, I think on Tuesday. I made a couple calls and I confirmed Sheikhs had resigned from the National Taxi Union as PRO. Not knowing that Sheikh's resignation as PRO would be succeeded by the resignation of Isidore Brisfair, the vice president to Terry Valse. But what is interesting is what Isidore Brisfair's letter contained as reasons for his resignation. Could you show the item, the news item that spoke to? Okay, good. You want to read it, Albert?
It has to come up on my screen.
Okay. Well, let me do. A second senior official has resigned from the... You didn't put his picture, no? It's okay. Right. This is... Go scroll down, show his picture. This is Isidore Brisfair, the vice president. Well, he was the vice president until yesterday of the National Taxi Union. Okay, let me read the story quickly. A second official has resigned from the National Taxi Union within days, with Vice President Isidore Brisfair stepping down just one day after Public Relations Officer David Sheikhs Christopher left his post. In a statement issued on Wednesday, that's yesterday, Brisfair said he resigned with immediate effect, citing serious concerns about President Terry Valse's leadership style and the direction of the union. Christopher made similar comments when he announced his departure on Tuesday. So one left on Tuesday, one left yesterday. In his resignation letter, Brister said he could not support what he described as a lack of consultation and collective decision-making. And he's quoted here, "After careful reflection, I can no longer continue to serve within an organization where the leadership style of President Terry Valsay has increasingly reflected traits of dictatorship rather than democracy, consultation, and collective representation," he said in the statement. He questioned how decisions were made within the union, claiming that issues important to taxi operators were often decided without sufficient discussion or consideration or differing views. According to Brister, this led to growing frustration among executive members. He said, and I quote, "As vice president, I have always believed that the leadership must be rooted in fairness." That's about Terry Valsay, about fairness, openness. Also book full Brister. Fairness, openness, teamwork, and respect for the voices of members. Brister also said that the union had struggled to unite members and expand its influence, claiming that the input of executive members was frequently overlooked. He said taxi operators needed stronger and more inclusive leadership. Our taxi operators deserve leadership that listens, includes, and fights for their interests. Go ahead. Take it from there.
Our taxi operators deserve leadership that listens, includes, and fights for their interests. In these challenging global times, members need unity, transparency, and representation they can trust, he said. Despite stepping down, Brister thanked members who supported him and said he would continue advocating for taxi operators in another capacity. When Christopher resigned, he said his decision had come after considerable thought and reflected wider concerns about how the organization was being managed. He said the union's core values had weakened under the current leadership, making it difficult for him to remain in his role. The latest resignations come amid ongoing leadership tensions within the union. Former President Lucien Joseph had previously questioned the legitimacy of Valsay's leadership before resigning in 2022, following a no-confidence vote. The union later held its annual general meeting and conference of delegates in March 2025. President Valsay has declined to comment on the resignations. He told St. Lucia Times he intends to address the matter in detail at a meeting scheduled for June 1st. At that meeting, union leaders are also expected to discuss several issues affecting the sector, including the possible launch of a taxi service app and discussions surrounding transportation platforms such as Uber.
You see, Miguel Fevrier, good night. You know, when you tell me that taxi drivers, they didn't elect, but would select, if that happened, in my view, a book bef like Terrence Valsay to be your president. What do you expect? What do you expect? Lauren in Opico, what did you expect? Paula Dupre in New York, what did you expect? Chef Thaddeus, what did you expect? That is the behavior of the man. That is the behavior of the man. But I'll tell you all this. I'll tell you how he operates. So Brister was questioning a lot of the things that Terry Valsay was doing as president.
That's Brister is not a retiring champion, huh?
He's a retired police officer.
Yeah, but he's not a retiring person.
Definitely not. He has his mental faculties there.
Yes, very much
and
so.
He's very intelligent.
Very, yes.
You understand? It's just like 801. I'm coming to him in a while. Kenneth Phillip. You know, Bristol is from Miku like me. Say Jean Miku, we are from the east. We're not stupid. So Bristol began questioning the man's modus operandi. Running the thing as though it's his house.
His private business.
His private business. You remember when Guy Joseph was president of the Minibus Association, and Guy Joseph opened an account, and he alone was the signatory. Ushohesa. So paka last kite se Jean Forestier sa adani yo kwenezo. Huh? So paka kite Guy Joseph e kabali.
That's Jean Forestier thing.
No, not Jean Forestier. Let me take that back.
Yes.
Because Owen is my boy, Lisa and all of them. No, but Zopaka last kite Guy Joseph e kabali kwenezot. Guy Joseph formed a minibus association. He was president. Everybody have to contribute. Guy Joseph was the sole signatory on that account.
Drink some water.
Amazing. But yeah, Guy terrible say, "Hakwene money, money."
But try Yoki pull up. But how many different houses they pull up by? 5? Not
Five.
Premises
With warrants for offenses that were never committed.
Indeed.
You know, let me tell you this. Anyway, so Brissett started making noise early, Albert. Brissett said Terry Valsay running this thing as though it's his. And he began questioning. So Brissett was trying to get, so Terry was trying to get rid of Brissett. Terry, you'll pay for your things, you know. You see the dishonesty that underlies your conduct and that of Guy Joseph, and we all go hand in hand. Zopan Luepo Alexa, Lanombo Dializea. What Terry Valsay will do? He called Kenneth Phillip, affectionately known as 801. He runs TX 801. And I'll come to Kenneth in a while. And he's asking Kenneth, as president of Southern Taxi, to write him a letter. Okay, now folks, what I'm saying there, I had about a 30-minute conversation with the president of Southern Taxi, Kenneth Phillip, TX 801 this morning, and he has given me his permission to say what I'm saying. There are some more things I will say because he's really, trying to push the interests of his organization and he's encountering difficulties. I'll come to that in a while. But he has given me permission to say. Terry Valsay, because Brissett is opposing him, a lot of the things he's doing, Brissett could not have been on the executive of the National Taxi Union if he's not a delegate of Southern Taxi. You understand? So once you are not a delegate, being a delegate is the route to get on the executive of the National Taxi Union. He will ask Kenneth Phillip, he will ask 801, he will ask that same person, president of Southern Taxi, to write him a letter saying he wants to withdraw Brissett as a delegate.
Well, he didn't learn it far anyway.
He didn't learn at all from Guy Joseph.
No, I mean, yes, Guy Joseph. But you don't remember when Chasney took over the UWP? You don't remember? Chasney was not yet leader of the UWP. He had already taken over, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Removing delegates there, reducing the number of delegates. And taking out delegates who were intelligent, who even had university degrees.
Yeah,
right, and putting in his preferred people.
He even removed Stevenson King as leader of the opposition, not even being elected.
No, but I'm talking about he wasn't even the leader of the party
yet.
He moved here, moved there, take out here and all that kind of thing. So these guys learned well.
They learned very well. So Terry Valsay, to get rid of Brissett, who was questioning his dictatorial style of leadership, calls the president of Southern Taxi, asks the president, Gassa, write me a letter tell me in the letter, quand je dis ça pour me lettre là ou ça, mettez la lettre là, that you don't want Brisbane to represent Southern Taxi. So si Brisbane pas qu'à represent Southern Taxi, pas delegate, il passe à vice president. Kenneth Phillip, whom I know, who went to St. Mary's College together with me, who is from Miku just like me, who may even be more intelligent than me, who has been the president of Southern Taxi for 10 consecutive years, meaning that the drivers down there, the membership down there, entrust him. If he's not doing a good job, they would not retain Kenneth Phillip 801 Caesar for 10 consecutive years. 10. So being the astute being that Kenneth is, 801 told him, Frère, ça passe à décision moyen. I will take that to the board and the board will decide whether we are withdrawing Brisbane as our delegate. But I will not take it on my own to write you a letter. A letter that you can now use to tell Brisbane he can be your vice president. Val say 801 is 25 million times more intelligent than you. Okay? You believe you can lure this man, and you all learn well. Look at the Pajoa letters. You all know how to write letters. Guy Joseph Pajoa letter. You watch all Makadie alert. Letters under your watch just surface from anywhere. You all just get letters to fulfill your purpose. To fulfill dishonesty. So when Caesar said he's not writing the letter, he's taking it to the board. He kind of killed the matter. Lo and behold, Brisbane resigned. You all must remember, folks, Terry Valse is the same one who accompanied Guy Joseph, and Guy Joseph is the same one with the Pajoa letters. So they know about letters. He's the same one who accompanied Guy Joseph to secure material that persons were holding in their custody on a contractual basis with government. Yo pate vole rien. They never stole anything. But Guy Joseph, being the man that he is, defying all legal principles and believing he can create an atmosphere of doubt to paint criminality on the characters of all of those people. The insinuation was that they had stolen goods at their home.
Armed with
a warrant.
A properly signed warrant to search.
You know?
You pourquoi wait me see, guys? That man not arrested.
But they have to arrest the Rivalse too.
That man not arrested, Rich. That man is taking Betty's papi show of the legal system. Having a magistrate sign a warrant for you to go and do that. That man not arrested. The police officer who facilitated that, you should be in trouble too. You should be in trouble one way or the other. You know, having a magistrate sign. Richard, you think I could have ever gotten away with something like that when I was a police officer?
No.
I couldn't get away with that, yes, sir.
You know, sign a warrant. And the goods were in the custody of those persons based on a contract they had with the government, because a lot of those goods had to be stored under certain conditions. And that is why they had them. That is why they had them. Today I could tell you the government of St. Lucia still owes one of the guys from whom they took about $400,000. You know, Thomas Goodnight, wherever you are, about $400,000, yet you are coming with a warrant. And a warrant in itself speak on the face of it, speaks to a criminal wrongdoing. How come in the face of a contract, an existing legitimate contract to maintain custody of the different goods, you are coming for it with a warrant implying that some criminal act was committed?
And the warrant authorizes the police officer to take custody
Yes.
of those. Yeah. If you find
that the goods are basically used in the commission of an
crime,
offense,
then you, the police officer,
or to have taken possession
take possession. But the whole thing was already planned for Valse to come with his truck,
Yeah.
and they loaded all this thing onto the truck.
Yes.
And where are those things, Richard?
As Valsean guy. But the police officer should be held accountable.
Of course, must be.
In whose name the warrant
Yes.
was taken out.
Right? Because no police officer, Richard, think of it. When they take you to work in CID, it's not because you're a boy.
Yeah, you have a certain...
You have a little something.
Yes, you must.
Right? So they take you to work in CID. And every detective knows the purpose of a warrant.
Yes.
And if you do not know the purpose of a warrant, you should go to jail. Nonetheless.
You know? And that same Terry Val said today will ask the president of Southern Taxi to write a letter saying he don't want, so they'll get
But
him
what gall, man? To look into another association down the road.
No, but that's to fulfill his purpose.
I know. But what gall?
Yeah, the audacity.
The audacity of it.
You know? I mean, I don't know. And then now, you know, he believed TX 801 would have fallen for that. Folks, no, he didn't fall for it. And I want to say this. Southern Taxi boss to say taxi driver. Zoka celebrate 50th anniversary all, and it's 50 years of existence. So I wish you all the best. But you know, I had a nice conversation with Kenneth. In fact, when I called him today in preparation for the show, he said, "Hey, Richard, will show you numbers." I said, "Guys, I can have pillar because we have to sugar pally." And we had a very nice conversation. And I could tell you, Kenneth Phillip that I know, the Kenneth Phillip that I know takes the interests of his men at Southern Taxi to heart. And he told me quite a bit. He told me, hey, well, Jay, the police are investigating a matter of a 20-foot container which was missing from the port. I don't know. Priest, good night, priest. Missing container. Whoa, where? I don't know. It was found in cul-de-sac.
Okay, I did.
Hey, you know whose name they call? I don't know. Don't ask me.
But how does a container? A container is not exactly a pin.
But a letter is a pin, though.
Okay.
But look at all the material, millions and millions of dollars of material. They were not pins, sir.
Disparate.
He was driving one of the trucks, eh? Terry Vance.
Yes, indeed.
So I was saying, folks, we had a nice conversation, and he said something to me that kind of touched me. He said to me, "Richard, man, I need you to point out some of the injustices being done to my members." I asked him what. He said, "Southern Taxi," and I understand that, and tour operators, that is for you and those other persons. Said, "Lucia is small. Let us share the cake. Cut it into many slices. Make them as thin as possible, but let us facilitate or accommodate as many as we possibly can." Mrs. Edward, I understood that you're listening, so a special good night to you, Mrs. Edward. Let us cut the cake as thinly as we possibly can, but let everybody get a slice. As many people, not everybody, as many people as possible. And later one was saying to me that some things are happening to him. Yes, Chetal St. Clair, a whole container. A whole container. Whoa. I suspect that container probably would have been used to house one of the associations. I
can't comment much. I don't know much about that story.
I don't know about the story. Anyhow, he said to me, the tour operators, at their hands, his drivers have been reduced to mere bystanders and onlookers. I asked him, what did he mean? He said it is very disheartening to see a tour operator comes down with 4 coasters. They come to the airport, they drop the people, no problem. Those 4 coasters await passengers and go up with 4 coasters filled for the tour operators. Whilst his men are just standing there as onlookers. He intimated that those coasters don't only come to the airport. They go everywhere, make the round the islands, go do the different tours as and when the tour operators want them to do it. So the income stream of those coasters are diverse. His drivers operate solely at the airport. And to be quite honest, from my vantage point, I understand what 801 was saying. And I empathize with him openly. His thing is, yes, we live in a democracy, but all of us can share the load. All of us can get a slice of the cake. If you have 4 coasters of people going up, give Salvin Taxi 2 and take 2. And I don't see anything unreasonable about that. I don't see anything unreasonable about that. Personally, I think this is fair. It's like one man doing 2 trips whilst another sits there and does 0. Let's spread the love, St. Lucians. The selfishness should not be permitted to be pervasive. We are one people. There is one country. We all rely heavily on tourism. Gone are the days when the island stood on a tripod of manufacturing, tourism, and agriculture. The other 2 have almost dissipated or have almost gone into total oblivion. Tourism stands strong and is the backbone of our economy. It is the industry that employs the most people, the single industry. One way or the other, many people are affiliated to the tourism industry. So are all the taxi drivers of Salvin Taxi. So 801, I understand your plight. I understand the plight of your drivers. And I'm hoping after this show, the tour operators will understand that there is need to come to the table, come to the drawing board, and let us see how we can strike amicability to ensure not that we want everything of yours, but permit us to survive. Permit us to continue to fend for ourselves and for our families. Because at the end of the day, they have only one place of operation, is the airport. The others have numerous places. They do the Sulphur Springs, they do tours, they do everything else. But the guys at the airport only do the airport staff. So I'm asking to come to the table, have discussion, and let us ameliorate. Let us strike amicability. Let us do what we have to do to ensure that we extend the hand, we lend a hand, because at the end of the day, each of us needs to be the other's keeper. What do you think of that, Albert?
Well, quite so, quite so. I mean, this is quite a scandal, and in any functioning democracy, this man would probably resign tomorrow.
Which one?
Terry Valson, of course.
Oh, okay.
Right? But you know how we run down here, unless you're pushed out, people continue to do. It's not just down here. You look at various places in the world, and I'm not going to go all political on you, Mr. Frederick.
Yes.
But various places in the world, people do things that they're allowed to do, you know, until you know the populace, you know, there's an uprising, if you will. Right? Sometimes, you know, people try to circumvent the decency of transparency and all of that. Now, let me just say a quick hello to my daughter, Diamond, in New York. Mark B, that man B. Mother Frown, Darian, good night to all of you. Mark Shalmine, good night, my brother, my former schoolmate, out there in Jersey. Miguel, feel free, I see misbehaving on the live. Behave, call Miguel Upatan. Sharon, Shari B. Flora, Shakes Christopher, good night to you, I see you on the live as well.
Shakes is there?
Yes. Mike Paul, Mike Lewis, good night to you. Nixon, Pragada, Allah, bonsoir. Good night. Lina Samuel, my brother, how are you? Josian Alexander, good night. Emran Matthew. Sean again.
Sean is on the line?
Again, good night. Philip.
Is he on?
Philip, yeah, well, he's probably on. I don't see him.
He's always
He's probably
on.
there watching, you know. He's probably watching. Guy, I can't take the call.
Why is somebody sending you a call now?
Yeah.
All right, before... You want to continue?
No, that's done. Yeah.
Okay. Before I go on, and folks, what's left for tonight is Shasta said the elections were stolen. We'll get into that. What's his name? Babuno. Preville said monies were paid, like the elections were bought.
Basically saying that the SLP
Paid for
yes.
by the election.
Yes.
Then we'll talk about Lisa a bit. Lisa said vaccines are supposed to anti-venom, and they're making a brouhaha, expect persons to deduce incompetence from a mixture, not a mispronunciation or anything of that sort, you know. And then we will look at the number of errors Shasta has made. But before we do that, I want to put up that poster for me, the Last Quas Jazz. Last Quas Jazz is on Sunday. Sunday from 3 p.m. at the Grand Riviere playing field. Grand Riviere Grosillet. I don't live too far from there, so I will make an appearance there. And there are a number of artists that are down to perform. So Last Quas Jazz on Sunday from 3 p.m. Richard Frederick will be there. Please come patronize. Okay, and the other one is, you can take down that one, the Laquamingo Combined School presents Storytelling Bonfire, and it is tomorrow. Tomorrow from 5 p.m. at the school grounds. Okay, eats and drinks on sale. Laquamingo, let's go support them. Let's give them some support. Storytelling Bonfire from 5 p.m. at the school grounds tomorrow night. Okay? Now, play that thing 3 times to me. The elections were stolen. Were bought.
Were bought.
I can say it on your show. I'm not scared of saying it. The elections was bought. The elections was bought. I can say it on your show. I'm not scared of saying it. The elections was bought. The elections was bought. I can say it on your show. I'm not scared of saying it. The elections was bought. The elections was bought.
Albert, before I add my piece to that, what do you think of that statement?
Earlier, Richard, you spoke of perspectives, right?
Yes.
So if he looks at it from the perspective of Philip J. Pierre increasing the minimum wage to say elections was bought, well, the people who benefited from the increase in minimum wage, they certainly would have wanted to vote for Philip J. Pierre, most of them.
Exactly.
So, so the elections was bought as a basis of that. Oui.
Non, il n'y a pas ça bon l'argent qui passe.
I'm trying to, you know. So I'm saying now, when, for instance, the elderly received that increase in their pensions, so if you look at it from that standpoint, Shasi, that the elections was bought. So those people who would have received the increase in their pensions, they would have wanted to vote for Philip J. Pierre. So you might say, yeah, the elections was bought. When Philip J. Pierre gave 3 consecutive years of bonuses for Christmas, and the people are happy. And you know, around Christmas, Richard, we want to be happy, right? What was that thing said? The late Pele. Lenwell. Tutmali, whatever. But in any, bottom line is everybody wants to be happy around that time. Yeah. Everybody wants to be happy at that time. So if Philip J. Pierre gave the people a bonus 3 consecutive years around Christmas, and you want to say he bought the elections, okay, the people would have voted for him because they're happy they got the little bonuses, right? If Philip J. Pierre told young people, listen, I am going to create an avenue for you to become young business people, to own your business, right? Own your business, the youth economy, right? Very impressive, that young lady who's doing her agriculture.
Oh yes, oh yes.
You know,
imagine
she's 26 years old.
And just imagine, Albert, the Caribbean region want to replicate what this woman is doing.
Exactly.
Through a program that Philip J. Pierre institutionalized in this country, indigenous to St. Lucia, but elections were bought.
So if you want to say these young people now are so happy that they are now business people, you think, Richard, when we were that age, you think we could even envisage being business people?
At all.
No.
Business people?
Business people were people who had grey hair.
Jean Blanc.
Yes.
That was our perception of business people. It's a fact.
And Philip J. Pierre has now put in the avenue for young people to be, well, if you want to say then that he bought the elections, that because if I was a young business person at that time, 26 years old, I owned my business, and that was facilitated by the Prime Minister, my vote goes to him.
You know?
My vote goes to him. So he bought me. You can say that. Right? Yeah. But it's foolishness you're talking now. Okay?
You know? Nonsense.
And I probably only touch about 5. You know?
No. Miguel Viviani said the elections were bought, but Shastay forget one word and a number in 2016.
Of course.
You know? Nonsense alone. Elections were bought. Which elections were bought? They beat you 15-2. Then they turn around and give you 16-1. Elections were bought. Elections were bought. You know, folks.
And look, somebody's mentioning the whole seat, the Miku South seat.
How you find yourself there?
How you find yourself
there? You think people just buy things like you? Nonsense alone. Nonsense. Let me take a quick break to say that, Chanel, I got your message. Currently have jazz to Quas Jazz on the same Sunday with Grand Riviere. Currently 31st, so it's Carly and Grand Riviere. And of course, there's a football watch party from 12 p.m. at the Reggae Lounge. Reggae Lounge is Black Boys' place. Let's patronize in full force right there on the Darling Road Plaza. All drinks $5 from 12 noon. From 12 noon, football watch party. Black Boy has a screen that's about 200 200-inch. You will believe you're actually literally watching the football field. So from 12 p.m. the watch party at Reggae Lounge. Now, whilst he's saying the elections were bought, let's take a listen to Titus Prevail. Titus is saying people were paid monies to vote. But he seemingly forgets that arrests were effected on members of his camp.
On election day.
On election day. I've told those people when they speak, they must always try to contextualize what they say and examine themselves first with regard to the stones they are throwing at others.
You know, Richard, I look at Titus, right? Titus had capital, you know.
Well, that's gone.
Yeah, he had capital.
His mere association with Chasney
destroyed that.
Totally.
And the other thing that exposed Titus really is that Titus does not know the political climate and the lay of the land, right? And he exposed that in certain comments that he's made, even that very comment.
Yeah.
Right? He exposed that he does not know the political climate of St. Lucia.
Yes.
Right? I rather suspect Titus was working out. I don't really, Titus must have been working out at St. Lucia. He lost touch. He's out of touch. Right? So what I would advise Titus really, if you really want to make a comeback in the politics, just go low. Try to find out what's going on, you know, because right now, Titus, you've demonstrated that you don't know what's going on.
So let's play the clip of Titus talking about persons being paid. But in that very clip, you will hear two of the ministers, they're far from that, two of the candidates of the United Workers' Party of the last general election who were taken into custody, I would prefer to use that term, for having excess funds on their person on election day. Let's take a listen, folks.
You know, we cannot talk about resources only when if you go for a general election and politicians are giving people money to vote for them.
On Monday, December 1st, the law came into sharp focus. Guy Joseph and Tommy Descott were both stopped by police after reports that they were allegedly involved in vote buying.
Where you have monies being spent to buy votes, and you expect, having done that, that crime is going to somehow. But the act of doing that was already a statement of your criminality in mind.
On election day, I witnessed 3 officers approaching my finance manager's vehicle. Yes, we have monies specific for defraying election day expenditures. On that basis, they had to seize the monies and take us down to verify the monies. We obliged, and when we got there, the process was about just about an hour, maybe 30 to 45 minutes, thereabout.
Because you don't buy people to vote. So if any politician was doing that, you've set a different standard, so crime will continue.
So they asked me how much money I have in my pocket. I told them the money that I had in my pocket. So he said, well, you have 2 choices. Either you give me the money and you get it back after 6 p.m. on the basis of the suspicion, on the report that was made, or you can be arrested and taken down. Now, King, I didn't know it was illegal for people to have money in their pocket in St. Lucia.
Because you don't buy people to vote. So if any politician was doing that, you've set a different standard, so crime will continue.
My young people, gangster is yellow tonight. Gangster is yellow tonight.
You know, folks, I believe Titus lives in La La Land. Because I'm sure Titus, thank you, Matthew Roberts, I'm sure Titus has heard the phrase commonly used, Sapa Flabo. That is not the Flabo of Sir John George Melvin Compton and Henry Girodi. Sapa Flabo. On election day, it was Lady Lee in View Fort, seen in a video, going behind a building. It was another one in View Fort, which you just saw. It was Guy Joseph. It was Tommy Descott. Not one Labour Party candidate, and it was happening in Central too. I sent 2 people from Sanssouci to collect money from Rush Clark's relatives. They paid them. They paid them. And nobody, I challenge anybody to say, in fact, one come and tell me it's time to go and vote, what I said. I say, boy, move in front of me. I pay no one to vote. Nobody. Just don't come in front of me and talk about pay you to vote.
You know, in Denver, a guy stands there and I'm walking past. Bossman, I have 21 ID cards, you know. I say, boy, you see the police.
Take it and shove it.
No, I told him, look, boy, you know the police can arrest you for that.
You know, nonsense. Nobody comes in front of me with that crap. Nobody, anybody who tries it. And I could say this. There's a lady from Georgeville who came to my office the other day, coming and look for assistance. She approached me. She's a flabo, so pay her to vote. I say, madam. And the other day, she's coming to my office. She wants assistance with materials, but I had to pay her to vote. It just tells you, I don't pay anybody 1 penny. Nothing at all. It's not my style. It will never happen. I work hard. I deliver to my constituents. And it shows how much in La La Land you are, Titus. How stupid you. And you. There are persons saying they are alleging you paid them. You, Titus. They are alleging you paid them. They say they can come and say it. They are alleging you paid them. I don't know if it's true. I don't know if it's not true. But nobody can make the allegation. Nobody. There's one that came to me, about 4 of them, and tell me about they going ready to vote. I say, yo, don't come to me with that crap. Not in front of me. Don't ask me for money to vote. I am not getting involved in that practice. Go back with it. There was one guy, I was by Dexter on election day, and one guy eating, and he said he wants a big fish meal because he had just collected $500, and the person that gave it to him was one of my competitors who was so stupid he didn't even see the ID was not central. Right there by the CDC, he gave the man money. You know? So that thing, Virginia Albert, good night. Virginia, Boswell. Talking about paying people to vote. And that's the problem Flabo has. The problem with Flabo, they are infested with a lot of deficiencies. And they are the ones to point fingers. Like I mean Jimmy Haynes. Jimmy Haynes of all persons talking about nepotism. I asked to ask him if you were sleeping under a rock. Who was driving Fortuna's husband? Who was driving Fortuna? Where was Spider's wife? Who was the lawyer for Ojo Labs? Who was prime minister when he was renting offices from his father and from himself? I mean, Flabos are stupid. They are stupid because they level an accusation at you when in their closet all the nastiness is. So when you talk about vote buying, and on election day, there's a plethora of evidence, documentary and otherwise, that point of all of your candidates, but you are talking about vote buying.
Miguel says the problem is projection, and that is correct. They project onto you that which is of them.
That is correct. That is correct. Because you all are known for that. In fact, Estefan, and I'm sure he's listening, Estefan said openly he lost the elections because Shastne brought the money late. You remember that? Mm-hmm. He said Shastne brought the money, it was after 5.
I don't think that was deliberate.
Of course that was deliberate. Estefan did not hesitate, and he did not say that with skepticism. He did not say it in any unequivocal fashion. He said plainly and lucidly that Shastne brought him the money late. Now you're talking about they paying people to buy votes, so crime will continue. Crime will continue when people like Guy Joseph says blood must flow in this country. Crime will continue when people like Guy Joseph says when he's doing his crime, he does it alone. Crime will continue when you take possession of government-owned property and they just disappear into thin air. With a nonsense, crap alone.
And say that I am the most honest.
Honest.
I am the most honest politician.
Most honest. Form a company for your wife months after winning an election, just after $270,000 can land into that account of a newly formed company. The most honest.
Yeah, and did not graduate one student. Didn't graduate one.
Not half of one.
Yeah.
And persons went to take loans and do everything. Take their money.
Young people go and burden themselves with loans because they have the ambition, right, to qualify themselves in something. Give you their money. Teach me something, please. Because you said you're going to do this.
Yes.
You didn't graduate one.
One student. And then talk about you the most honest this and most honest that. Tap you, come $1 million for a little landslide.
If I could build 10 schools for my wife, I build in 10 schools. Yes. And Tapio, how many times they declare landslide?
They declare landslide about 40 times. And after they finish clearing it, they spend $600 and something thousand restoration of the land. They had to find another name,
But I wonder who is the person coming up with those really creative names.
Guy Joseph.
Oh, those creative names?
Guy Joseph.
Yeah.
Tibala Boya. Le Guy Joseph ni koume bus driver d'ouvrir. Exot tout ka contribute. Account la li yon giga siyan le. Guy Joseph Pabo.
Me say somebody said something about a Jedi mind trick. If some Guy Joseph glad over say ooh. Look into my eyes.
Vernon Casabo said he's the most honest TEETH. Now, and that's Flabos will always go down. Because I've told you all, that's free advice. That's free advice. When you are criticizing someone, please check your closet and ensure in that regard your closet is clean. Pas que yon moun vole qui pa jamais l'argent, le waye l'argent 10 fois pour voler. Y'all are stupid. Talk about buying elections. Y'all cannot show one video, one clip, nothing. But the whole media is replete with tapes, clips, and everything else, voices, everything, news items of your men. Stupidity. Another one. So Lisa in an interview said vaccine as opposed to antivenom. Now in my humble view, they are the same damn thing. Although a vaccine is meant to protect you for a period of longevity, and the anti-venom
it's an immediate,
to stop whatever. An immediate treatment.
Yes.
So in that regard, they are different. Melissa Papia's doctor.
Yeah. These are technical terms.
Technical terms, Papa. Lisa did not use the word wrongly or mispronounce or anything. Flabos are asking you, hear that well, because in the vaccine passated the antivenom, a medical term. Oh, she's incompetent. Play them if y'all call Lisa incompetent for just saying vaccine, a medical term, like power doctor, when she should have said antivenom. I could make that mistake as well.
Anybody could.
Any reasonable man.
Look, Richard, people talk about, a poisonous snake. Yeah. It's not a poisonous snake. It's a venomous snake.
A venomous snake, yes.
Right.
Yes.
It's a venomous snake, a non-venomous snake.
Yes, like and the boys are non-venomous.
That's right.
And the other feathers are venomous.
But it's very easy for you to say poisonous snake.
Again. So, if y'all flabos are asking people to defer or decipher rather a level of incompetence when Lisa speaks better than Shastni, when Lisa is more intelligent than Shastni, Lisa is not a medical professor, and so she used a term that probably could have passed, okay? Or could have just stood a little correction. You all are asking to basically deem her incompetent because of that.
Some chap from, he lives somewhere in Europe, I think Switzerland or something like that. Partner come and write one whole thing and how she incompetent. Nonsense, man.
Crap.
And shut up, boy.
Yeah.
Nonsense. Coming out there like this, some kind of
Yeah.
That's a way to Switzerland behave quick.
Now, well, I hope he's listening tonight or he'll see the show. If you can call Lisa incompetent for saying vaccine as opposed to antivenom, tell me, play that clip for me. Yeah. What would you call Shasney?
Did he come out? This same Switzerland man.
Yes, come out now.
There and let us say.
Play that and tell me what Shasney is as Prime Minister.
Yes.
Play that for me.
Mr. Speaker, having established the raison d'etre for this government's infrastructure program, as well as the installation of water and electricity supply networks, we'll continue to ensure that we have a cadre of healthcare personnel which is property tax regime to some semblance of normalcy. It is plain sight for all. While we have been fighting, although the gradual recovery number of within the we are, however, the electricity subsidy program of 2008 to 2029. The agricultural sector of taking our stewardship, experiencing resurgences. Mr. Speaker, as a direct in the post-pandemic area. Neglect that comprise connectivity to the hybrid of virtual and face-to-face elements would enable us to do just that.
It is within this context that this week St. Lucia also reaffirmed our commitment to international law by signing on to the regional
to capturing people and incarcerating them. And I have to say to you as a person, I don't think incarceration is a solution to crime. This incarceration thing.
Promising athletes who attend this academy will receive a world-class education, both in terms of academics and in their respective sporting disciplines. Curricula will be tailored to suit the young athlete. Curricula will be tailored. This entails enactment of sanitary and phytosanitary legislation, or SPS, as well as increasing the effectiveness of the party larceny unit for the security of tenure for at least 1,038 households, many of whom fall within the lower quintiles, in the lower echelons of the population.
Caribbean Amalgamated Bank.
Amalgamated Bank.
24,500,000. Thank you. Eastern Caribbean Amalgamated.
So what I believe you were trying to say is Amalgamated Bank.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Speaker, having established the raison d'etre for this government's infrastructure program, as well as the installation of water and electricity supply networks, we'll continue to ensure that we have a cadre of healthcare personnel which is property tax regime to some semblance of normalcy. It is plain sight for all. While we have been fighting, although the gradual recovery number of within the we are, however, the electricity subsidy program of 2008 to 2029. The agricultural sector of taking our stewardship, experiencing resurgences. Mr. Speaker, as a direct in the post-pandemic area. Neglect that comprise connectivity to the hybrid of virtual and face-to-face elements would enable us to do just that.
It is within this context that this week St. Lucia also reaffirmed our commitment to international law by signing on to the regional
to capturing people and incarcerating them. And I have to say to you as a person, I don't think incarceration is a solution to crime. This incarceration thing.
Promising athletes who attend this academy will receive a world-class education, both in terms of academics and in their respective sporting disciplines. Curricula will be tailored to suit the young athlete. Curricula will be tailored. This entails enactment of sanitary and phytosanitary legislation, or SPS, as well as increasing the effectiveness of the party larceny unit for the security of tenure for at least 1,038 households, many of whom fall within the lower quintiles in the lower echelons of the population. Caribbean amalgamated bank.
Amalgamated bank.
24,500,000. Thank you. Eastern Caribbean amalgamated amalgamated.
So what I believe you were trying to say is amalgamated bank.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know, folks, no, I know you want to have your say. Hold on. Let me hook up. Good night. Alpha City Council, good night. John, Lapanse, good night. Corporal Jeremy, good night. Oh yes, Cheryl in New York, good night to you. Bobby Maitland, good night to you. Mikey Henry, Customs, good night. Alet, Customs, good night. Suzette Collymore, Rachel Cassius, Corporal Jacques Kalmaja, Zachary Hippolyte, good night to you. Jay Stanley, good night. Petra Edmond, good night.
Corporal Jean, give me a call, please. Give me a call tomorrow, please.
Now, hello, my arranger, I'm giving you instructions. I need you to add to that clip for me, please. Cocoa is a root crop. I need you to add cocoa is a root crop. I need you to add 1,000 million. We have the clips, you know we have them. And I need you to add exercise tax. Okay? And if they want to talk about incompetence, the man from Switzerland, come and talk incompetence to me. And that was what we had as a prime minister. That was what we had as a prime minister. I will edit this. I will add cocoa is a root crop. I will add the 1,000 million. And I will add exercise tax. I will add that for you all to see the level of unintelligence and incompetence and a blockhead that St. Lucian shamelessly voted as prime minister of this country. But our children are getting intelligent now, and they are teaching their children. They are teaching their mothers and grandmothers. Okay? So the logistics of politics has changed significantly, And those of you who believe that Shasta will come with his accent and sound intelligent, think again. So I'm going to change this. Lisa said vaccine as opposed to antivenom, medical tools.
You're making a whole
and you all are supposed to decipher incompetence from that. Look the incompetence there, and I'm going to add to that, cocoa is a root crop.
My friend from Jamaica saw this, Richard, the very first clip. And to me, a bit of it was cut anyway. And he asked me, that is your prime minister?
Yeah.
I hesitated to say yes.
Yeah. But you forget Gaston Brown said. What Gaston Brown said?
Not too bright.
Not too bright. Not too bright. You know, and you all want to talk about incompetence. We are adding to that. I'm sure you're listening, my producer, my other producer that does my clips. Let's add cocoa is a root crop. Let us add 1,000 million, and let us add exercise tax to that one. And let them open their mouths again and talk incompetence. You're all fools. That's what you all are. Right, Suzette Collymore, they're stupid. Flobos are stupid people. They're stupid people. Because I will not talk about somebody made like nice cars. I like nice cars. So I will.
So you ain't pointing in anybody had.
Exactly. I will not really like nice cars. Right away, I open the gate to criticism in that regard.
You turn all heads towards you.
Exactly. Yeah. A man who smells, who speaks, who breathes incompetence. You're talking about a non professional person using a medical term wrongly, inadvertently, I dare say, and you all want to...
A monkey bright.
Listen, totally bright.
No, I didn't want to make a comparison.
No, but you have to do that.
I just say a monkey bright.
So Shasti bright.
No, why me? So what? You don't, that juxtaposition, no.
Gaza, that juxtaposition is not justified.
No.
It's doing an injustice to
Of course, yes. You know, a monkey bright and carry on.
Incompetence. Zot ni cherry. You're not mad. And you're not forcing me to go down the archives and come back with all of that. So I'm going to tell you, with all of what you heard, I'm adding cocoa is a root crop. Only a fool can say that cocoa is a root crop. Root crop, they speak for itself. It's basically the crop is under the ground.
You don't have to be a farmer, you know, Richard. You don't have to be a farmer. You don't even ever need to have gone by a cocoa tree to know. That is pure foolishness you're talking about cocoa is a root crop.
Yeah. Exercise tax.
Richard, you could have just done a little theory, what we used to do back in the day in primary school, agricultural science.
Yeah, agricultural science.
You need not even have gone and stand by a cocoa tree.
That's what I say, pourquoi pestle call for. But the words speak for itself. I mean, the term is self-descriptive.
Yeah, cocoa is a root crop. Well, I suppose he means that the cocoa plant has roots. So it's a root crop.
And then talk about incompetence with Shasney at your helm. That's an organization embedded in incompetence. And let me say good night to the Sewaks. Boinga, good night. Tell me the names, I forget. Kisera, Leonard, Menassas.
And don't forget the matriarch. The matriarch himself.
And the matriarch of the family. Good night to all of you. Now,
did I say matriarch? Patriarch.
But Leonard is a patriarch.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Leonard. Yeah. And of course,
the mother. Yes,
yeah, the mother.
You know, so when you all are talking your crap, be careful, and that is why you all had such a fool. Shasney said he does not know how to put people first. You all remember? Play that clip. He said it. It came from his mouth. Il pas connaît manière pour mettre mon avant. Il dit pas savent manière ça travaille. Pas moi qui dit écoutez.
What a stupid political statement, huh?
And Mitt was prime minister, you know.
Yeah.
Mitt was prime. Play the clip.
The Labour Party came out with the slogan, putting people first. I don't know how that works. And if there are people who genuinely believe in their heart and in their mind that a country can put people first and you be successful in a country, I don't know how that works. Putting people first. I don't know how that works.
Imagine. Matthew Roberts asked me, why am I punishing my listeners and viewers like that? With Shasney's no. Pas fault, man. Not my fault at all. Not my fault. Not my Petra Edmond tell me I'm killing her. But yeah. And the sad thing is, Petra is right. The idiots clapping for him. You don't know how to put people first, Shasney. Rachel Cassius, you're right. The man is mental. He is mental.
What is the purpose of the whole politics, Richard, and governance and all that? What's the purpose of it?
To put people first, to better the lives of people.
But on election day, Richard, on election day, you have thousands of people coming out to vote.
Yes.
What do you think the people coming and vote for?
For betterment. Whether for themselves or the country.
Yes. So when you talk, it has to be people, people centered. It must be. And you're going to come and talk about you don't know how to put people first. But I think that in itself, that man must have, as soon as he finished saying that, thousands of votes must have just
disappeared. Of course. And you know an observation Kalmaja made. He said one of the clips was at the United Nations.
Mm-hmm.
So the man is embarrassing us everywhere. Everywhere. Tout partout, mi se passe ka embarrasse nous. The man is embarrassing us, and somebody have the audacity.
Where in Europe was he? I'm trying to figure if he was in Switzerland, He was somewhere in Europe when he spoke of they having the two Nobel laureates per capita.
No, in Dubai.
In Dubai it was?
In Dubai, because I think in that same interview, he said we'll be building 23 islands.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
he said we have
I
two
think
Nobel laureates per capita.
I think the Europe thing was Derek Walcott having a Nobel Prize for poetry. Sounded like pottery.
Oh my God, folks. We'll open the line. Hey, Albert, it's almost 11 already.
We're having fun, that's
4533911. You know, Black Boy is not watching us tonight. Black Boy is a happy man. I make sure Black Boy got his salary today. So Black Boy is loaded. So Black Boy is all right. Watch me.
You're not sleeping tonight?
Yeah.
Black Boy not sleeping tonight?
You say I ain't pay him yet. Black Boy is my boy, you know. I like him a lot. We have a caller? Yeah, man. And you know, you'll have the audacity to talk about...
Look, someone put the Nelson Mandela. Richard, that was a crime. That was a crime.
Yeah, Nelson
For
Mandela.
somebody
To
in
refer
a black country, right? And not even a black country, because at that, Nelson Mandela was world-renowned.
Yeah, we have a caller, Albert. Hold on. Mandela. It just tells you he's not a Okuwa with black history, black popularity. We have a caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Yes, Richard.
Yes.
Hey, Cornelia.
I'm sure you called since about 8 o'clock and you're there holding on.
Richard, I will need a lawyer, you know.
Yeah.
I will need a lawyer.
Shast's wife is a lawyer.
I cannot get the lawyer sitting next to you because he will tell me it's a conflict of interest.
You don't need small lawyer like me. You have your big lawyer. Everybody know that.
Yes. That man's so big, that man doing lecture ECFP anyhow. Let me say
All right,
this.
good.
Let me say this, Richard. You like to punish us.
Yeah.
We got rid of the mess. We took it away because we were tired of hearing it. And then it comes on the radio every other time when it's looking for sympathy. And it cries because it wants us to believe that it cares about us. And we know it don't care about us because, first of all, we gave it 15-2. And then we take it back, 16-1. And when we come again, 17-1. I want to say this, though. I don't know what Terry Val said, think he doing. Richard, you missed the interview he did. I think it was with NBC. Or was it ACS? But he did an interview. And can you believe, can you imagine the man used the word transparency? Sheikh and Brissett could not deal with transparency.
Yeah, but he didn't know I would come because he wanted to fire Brissett so much. He asked the president of Southern Taxi to send a letter saying he don't want him there.
Yes. I mean, a man like you, the way you got to the top, and then you're talking about transparency, we're still looking for the same materials. Every look at all about transparency. And we got it. L'année passée, taxi union, joint contract pour jazz. L'année passée. So you know why the man is upset? Because taxi union did not get jazz contract this year, and apparently Sheikh got it, so the man is upset. You know, we need to ensure that the people we put at the helm of organizations in this country are really and truly transparent. They know the definition of the word.
All right.
Is this? I say get on people. When people are good, they are Kabila. Meanwhile, big up Black Boy. Black Boy was able to fix a problem that had been there from Tuesday. Black Boy, I thank you bigly. Eat more chicken, my G. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Thanks. Okay, somebody said, and that's true, Shasta say he don't know how to put people first. But he could have taken our money and give Cabot. He put cupboard first. He could have taken our money and fixed Uju Labs, and they said the profit. He could have taken our money and give Loco B. He could have taken our money and give Pumandu.
He could have taken all our land down south
and give Tioa King. He could have taken the
money too.
He took out our doctors and put the Cayman group. So he don't know how to put locals first. He know how to put foreigners first.
Yes.
We have a caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Hello. Good night.
Good night.
I just want to make a comment on the position the Stratton is taking in respect of the elections that we just had.
Yeah, being stolen.
One has to be very careful with those guys because he's trying to create a situation whereby certain people from certain other countries might say that, look, this country is making bobble as far as elections are concerned, and making doubts as to our integrity. And so to open up an avenue for interference and even coming down to our country and do certain things which they have been doing in other parts of the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I mean, that's a very good contribution. I rather suspect that was Alex George Sr.
Yes.
And that is true. He's throwing, because they have been trying desperately to destroy the image of St. Lucia. And that, as far as I'm concerned, goes to the image of St. Lucia. By the way, I need to ask Shastri, where is Martinez? Where is Martinez, Shastri?
And having said that, Richard, without again straying too far, Shastri is the perfect person for what Sir Alex George just said there. He's the perfect person for that, right? Without going too far into that discussion.
Kello, good night to you. Good night to Patrick Michaud, the man himself. Ski, the man himself. Loads of people are saying this man is mental, Shasnik, and all of that. Chef Thaddeus, how are you doing? I think you need to cook a meal for Shastni, okay? Because, he needs one that nourishes the brain and nourishes it very, very well.
As you say that. Dankwa, good night, man. Good night to you, Dankwa. I saw Dankwa earlier. Moving on. You don't know who Dankwa is?
Tell me.
No, it's okay.
Somebody says Shastni is surely bright. They sell bright 2 for $5. So he's bright. We have a call on the line? Okay. All right. Look at this, Albert. Look at the picture that was just sent to me. You see what's going on there? Somebody is building
on the sidewalk.
Let me send that picture now. I'm sending you a picture, Black Boy. I need you to put it on for me. I rather suspect that's on Jeremy Street. I'm calling on the mayor and the police, city police, to go. I suspect this is Jeremy Street. Wherever it is, break it down immediately, please, tomorrow, on the sidewalk. Put it up for me. Put it up for me. I believe that's the chaussee. I believe that's Jeremy Street. Yes, I think it's Jeremy Street or wherever it is. Put it up for me. Put it up now for me. That is you see that, folks? That is the kind of things that happen. And if you don't stop it right away, Madam Mayor, I know you're listening. City Police, if I need by 7 o'clock tomorrow morning that to be taken down. By 7 tomorrow morning, it should be down. Building on the sidewalk.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine what's going on, man? On the sidewalk. On the sidewalk. Now a man is pushing a cart there. He probably had to pass. Whoever is doing this.
But is that really Jeremy Street?
I suspect Brazil Street. Okay. Wherever that is, Madam Mayor, City Police, I will pass there in the morning for about 8:30. I want to see this down, please. Magra, if you are listening, if you're on, I need this down by before I come to town.
So, hang on. I'm still trying to determine where that is, Because
I know that building. Huh? Choco? Where's that?
Which street?
Oh, that look like Chaussee. You going? Yeah, that's the corner of Chaussee. It's going on to Chaussee.
So that building there is where BAM was?
That's where BAM was. Okay. I need that down like yesterday. I need it down like yesterday. Whoever, Madam Mayor, police.
Imagine these people. So and look at the way the drain, the relation of the drain to the verge.
To the verge. So you're sending people to walk in the drain. Choco. Okay, as a person to hold on, Madam Mayor, please, City Police, have it down before I come to town. I'll be in town tomorrow morning. Yes, a police officer tells me that's Brazil Street by the Hess bus stand, the intersection. Yeah, by Choco's. We need it down before 8:30 tomorrow morning. And those are the kind of things that happen that makes the city the way it is, and people believe they can do things without any kind of regulations. Okay? That has to be down before 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Good? Madam Mayor, I know you're listening. Take it down. Yes, we have a caller. Good night. Can I help you?
Okay, good night. I'm watching this thing you just posted there.
Yeah.
It appears like the person is putting a cantilever.
Well, I don't care what they're doing. I don't care cantilever, no cantilever. Forget what they're doing. You're not supposed to build on the sidewalk. Let us not deduce any justification or lack thereof. You're just not supposed to interfere in the sidewalk. Full stop.
But I just made that observation, that's all.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Listen, we've always criticized the issue of balance chastity. Understand? I'm trying to figure out, what's all the horrible about doing something that a simple mistake that anybody could make in life. What's that all about? But I listened to the UWP Fest conference. I'm telling you, I don't see any significance in that press conference towards anybody's situation. Because I look at it just for having fun. Understand? And the words that are coming out of these people's mouths, especially tight, just what you. But just people must be embarrassed with you. It's foolishness. You understand? How can you? You're supposed to be an upstanding man in society. People are supposed to be looking up to you. And that's what's coming out of your mouth as a man who believes that intelligent and wise and everything all together. That's what you come out with. And you're forgetting all whatever happened during the election cycle once the Labour Party. The Labour Party didn't have to buy votes,
you know.
By their words, their deeds, and their actions, and proving themselves that they're competent to be in government, and they can run the government as a people-centered government. You're telling me they have to buy votes?
And that's why the mandate was increased.
Exactly, because pensioners, everybody else who have been from the government, even the United Workers' Party supporters benefiting from all the programs that India has instituted. And you tell me the Labour Party have to buy votes? How more ridiculous does it be? You know? And you think strategy, you have to come back in elective politics, that's what he's thinking. Understand? But he wants to be, I heard he's on the line to contest the leadership of the UNDP.
Let him come.
Why do you guys do when normally don't go against it? You don't know that country to think you as a leader?
As a leader, yeah. All right. All right. Okay. Take care. Let me say good night to Eugenia Popo and Glennis. Glennis, good night to you. Your birthday is tomorrow, so advance birthday greetings coming your way from myself and the Can I Help You family. Okay? Good night to you and happy birthday in advance. Florentina Alfred, good night to you. Wow. Special good nights. Yes, Cutty Ranks. I know the location now and we will deal with it. We'll deal with it either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, but it will be dealt with as we cannot. And folks, that's what I'm saying to you. We are trying our best. We are trying our best to make Castries look great. But look at what is happening. People are taking the law into their hands and going and build on the sidewalk. We will mash it up. We will. There's absolutely no doubt. And whoever you are listening tonight, you will hear, they will tell you tomorrow morning, you had better knock it down yourself. We will knock it down. And if we come and knock it down, we will seize all the material. You better do it yourself or we will do it for. Some time ago, I drove on the chaussee. Okay? I drove on the chaussee. Constituents of mine, they had just done something in old dirty plywood. I had city council about 5 in the morning to go and mash it up. Okay? You all will stop defacing the city. Get permission. Do it properly if you want to extend. Don't just come and build on the people's sidewalk. Nonsense. That will not be permitted. And right now, we have to take a zero tolerance approach. All of you all, down by the CDC there where I build the free huts. I see some people build some nastiness, then have motorbike and everything. We are coming to mash it up as well. You all cannot be doing as you all want in the people's city. That's nonsense. It must stop. We have a caller? Okay, Albert, let's just close now.
Yes, indeed. Just Kim Hamilton in Texas. I know you're watching and all of that. The Prentice, Mr. Prentice and his wife in
England.
In England.
They're still in England?
Yes, man.
Prentice, you think it's up now?
Who knows? Could be. Yes, but anyway, thanks very much for joining us. It's good to be back after the short break, and I would like for you to join us again next week.
Thank you, Albert. Folks, thanks for tuning in. Next week, Thursday, is a holiday. And so there'll be no class next week, Thursday. But rest assured, we will make up the following Thursday. By which time we would have, because every time Flambeau open their mouths, they give me a lot of content. When I say I don't know what I'll speak about, the Flambeaus will open them up and say something. Lisa said a thing, you talk about incompetence. Then Shasti say votes were bought. When you all do that, there's so much in both regards going against you all. You all are giving me enough to do 2 shows, But I will amend that clip. Like I said, with his list of bullets, I will put the 1,000 million, I will put cocoa is a root crop, and I will put exercise tax in there. So it will not complete the library as Stephen King likes to use, but at least it will add to the repertoire of bullets that Shasti has made as a prime minister and leader of this country. So if you want to speak of incompetence, point those fingers at Shasti, not at Lisa.
Folks, just right quick, Emma Fenelon out there in England, Hakatwe Matek who like no toujours. Good night, my girl.
All right. Next week, Thursday, is the midterm break. So I rather suspect we'll have a midterm break. Folks, as I've always said, if God has blessed you, no one can curse you. Live clean, because what you sow, you are bound to reap. Be careful of the pit that you dig for others. It may just be your own. I'm Richard Frederick. I'm out of here. See you the following Thursday, God willing. Good night. God bless.
Introducing McDowell's Moringa, a natural supplement made from the Moringa oleifera, which contains more than 92 nutrients